Science calls this the power of atomic habits. The idea is simple but profound. Small changes repeated consistently lead to remarkable results. Unlike dramatic life overhauls that often fizzle out, tiny habits fit seamlessly into your daily routine and build momentum naturally. The secret lies in their simplicity and sustainability. Studies show that the brain loves automation. When you repeat an action enough times, it becomes automatic. That means less willpower spent and less chance of quitting. For example, brushing your teeth is a habit you probably don't think twice about. It just happens. Imagine harnessing that kind of effortless consistency for your goals. But building good habits isn't just about repetition, it's about smart design. Making the habit obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying helps it stick. Want to read more? Leave your book on your pillow. Want to drink more water? Keep a glass on your desk. These cues remind and motivate you without draining your energy. Interestingly, small habits don't just add up, they interact in surprising ways. One positive habit can trigger others, creating a ripple effect. Exercise boosts energy, making healthy eating easier. Better sleep improves focus, which encourages productivity. Of course, the flip side is true too. Small negative habits can quietly erode your progress. Skipping your morning stretch, checking your phone excessively, or eating just one unhealthy snack daily might seem harmless until months later, the consequences pile up. Awareness is key. Monitoring your habits and their effects helps you make intentional choices. The environment plays a huge role in habit formation. You're more likely to stick to good habits when your surroundings support them. If your home is cluttered, you're less likely to maintain a meditation practice. If junk food is within reach, temptation wins. Designing your environment to reduce friction and increase positive cues is a game changer. Tracking progress can also motivate. EAPs, journals, or simple checklists provide visual proof that small steps are making a difference, reinforcing commitment and satisfaction. Behavioral scientists highlight the importance of identity and habit change. The most lasting habits align with how you see yourself. Instead of saying, I want to run, say, I'm a runner. This subtle shift focuses on your identity rather than outcomes, making habits part of who you are. The change doesn't have to be overwhelming. Starting with tiny, manageable habits lowers the barrier to entry. It's less intimidating to commit to one push up a day than an hour-long workout. Success builds confidence and encourages more ambitious changes. Momentum is powerful. Once a habit gains traction, it becomes easier to maintain and expand. The hardest part is often the very beginning, overcoming inertia. But after that, your habits work for you, not against you. The beauty of small habits is their flexibility. Life is unpredictable and sometimes big plans fail. Tiny habits adapt easily. Even on your worst day, a single mindful breath or a short walk can maintain continuity and prevent backsliding. Finally, patience is essential. Real change unfolds over time, often too slowly to notice day by day. But looking back weeks or months later, the transformation is undeniable. Persistence turns tiny drops into a flood of progress. Harnessing the power of small habits isn't about perfection, it's about consistency and kindness to yourself. Celebrating small wins and forgiving setbacks keeps motivation alive. Because lasting change isn't a sprint, it's a lifelong journey made of countless tiny steps. One fascinating aspect of small habits is how they shape not just your actions, but your mindset. When you consistently engage in positive routines, you start to see yourself differently. You become someone who exercises, who reads regularly, who cares about their health or productivity. This identity shift creates a powerful feedback loop. Your habits reinforce your self image, motivates your habits. Changing habits isn't just about what you do, it's about what you believe. These stories become self fulfilling prophecies. The key is to challenge these narratives by proving them wrong with small, achievable wins. Another underrated factor is the role of social influence. We tend to adopt habits from those around us, whether consciously or not. Being part of a community or having accountability partners can dramatically increase your chances of success. When others see you making progress, it builds momentum and encourages mutual support. Conversely, toxic environments can reinforce bad habits and undermine motivation. It's also important to remember that setbacks are normal and expected. No one maintains perfect habits all the time. What matters is resilience, how quickly you get back on track. A missed day or week isn't a failure, it's a moment to learn and adjust. Small habits are forgiving because they allow you to restart easily without the pressure of grand commitments. Technology offers tools to aid habit formation, but with caution. While apps can provide reminders, track streaks, and celebrate milestones, over reliance on gadgets can create dependence. Visualization and mental rehearsal can complement habit building. Imagining yourself performing a habit smoothly and successfully primes your brain for action. This mental practice reduces resistance and builds confidence, making the real behavior feel more attainable. Sometimes small habits cascade into unexpected opportunities. A daily journaling habit might spark insights that lead to career changes. A habit of walking regularly can open doors to new friendships or creative ideas. These ripple effects highlight that habits are not isolated acts, but seeds planted for growth. Understanding the difference between goals and systems is crucial. Goals are outcomes: lose 10 pounds, write a book, learn a language. Systems are the processes, the daily habits and routines that lead to those results. Focusing on systems shifts attention from distant results to present actions, reducing anxiety and improving consistency. Self compassion plays a pivotal role. Instead of beating yourself up for failures, treat yourself with kindness and curiosity. Ask, what can I learn from this rather than why did I mess up? This mindset nurtures perseverance and keeps you engaged with your habits over the long haul. Finally, remember that habits are deeply personal. What works brilliantly for one person might flop for another. Experimentation and customization are part of the journey. Tiny habits are powerful because they respect human nature. They work with our brain's tendencies rather than against them. They offer a path to transformation that feels achievable and sustainable without overwhelming pressure or dramatic upheaval. In the end, it's the small, consistent choices, the ones often overlooked, that build the foundation for extraordinary change. So, next time you underestimate a tiny action, remember it's a thread in the fabric of your future self. One of the most remarkable things about small habits is their ability to bypass resistance. But small habits slip under the radar. This subtlety makes them incredibly effective. For example, committing to just 2 minutes of meditation a day is so minimal it feels effortless. Yet over weeks and months, those 2 minutes build a habit loop that encourages longer sessions naturally. The initial barrier is low, so starting becomes easy and momentum carries you forward. Another powerful principle is habit stacking, linking a new habit to an existing one. If you already brush your teeth every morning, add a habit of doing a quick stretch right afterward. Your brain uses the existing routine as a cue, making the new habit easier to remember and perform. It's also important to understand the role of rewards. Habits are reinforced when the behavior leads to a satisfying outcome. Sometimes the reward is intrinsic, the feeling of accomplishment or reduced stress. Other times, it can be external, a small treat, praise from others, or tracking progress visually. Designing habits that provide immediate gratification increases the likelihood of sticking with them. These are finite resources that fluctuate daily. Instead, focus on building systems and environments that reduce the need for willpower. For example, preparing healthy snacks in advance or laying out workout clothes the night before removes obstacles and makes the habit easier to perform. When you start seeing yourself as a healthy eater or a consistent learner, it becomes easier to act in ways consistent with that identity. This alignment reduces internal conflict and strengthens commitment. Interestingly, breaking bad habits often requires the opposite approach, increasing friction or making the unwanted behavior less convenient. If you want to reduce mindless scrolling on your phone, delete apps or turn off notifications. If you want to cut down on snacking, keep unhealthy food out of sight. Changing your environment can be a powerful ally in habit change. It's also crucial to track not only your successes, but also your challenges. Journaling about what triggers temptations or lapses helps identify patterns and develop strategies to overcome them. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom, guiding smarter choices. Sharing goals and progress with others creates social pressure and encouragement. Knowing someone else is watching or joining you in the journey fosters motivation and resilience. Many successful people attribute their achievements not to bursts of intense effort, but to disciplined small habits sustained over time. These habits become part of their identity and lifestyle, not a temporary fix. Lastly, be patient and compassionate with yourself. Change is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, plateaus, and days when motivation is low. That's normal. Embrace the process, celebrate small victories, and keep moving forward. The cumulative effect of these tiny actions is profound. Over time, they reshape your habits, mindset, and ultimately your life. Small habits are the quiet architects of transformation, building, reinforcing, and sustaining the changes you desire.